Hello, this is Steve Merkelheimer, and this here is our weather forecast today. So, it's interesting. The recent statistics show us that we actually have some developments in the Pacific. So, if I go to see how the winds and the humidification is rolling around, the recent statistics will show us that 90% of the world is actually at risk of a hurricane. And if we continue to look further, and if I zoom into my map here, what we will see is that over here in the Pacific Northwest, we are experiencing hurricanes. This is Hurricane Marley, and down here is Hurricane Nemo. And what the case is this is the first time in our lifetimes that we are going to see a hurricane hit the Rockies. So, on site, we have newscaster and reporter Jay. He's on the site today at the Rockies to show us what's it all about. So, here he is.
Well, Steve, basically, there is a huge hurricane off in the distance, as you can see. Now, you're probably thinking, there's no hurricanes in Colorado, but this is no normal storm. Soon, the tips of those mountains will be small little islands, and this area is going to be like underwater. So, today is very sunny. It's the calm before the storm. So, basically, what I'm saying is today is going to be really nice, and then tomorrow, water is going to become like very deep, and it's going to come crashing over the mountains. And obviously no one here expects it, but it's very clear that there's a hurricane off in the distance. Any other questions, Steve?
Thanks for the information, Jay. So, I actually do have some questions for you. As you probably would assume with a hurricane, there's got to be some danger involved at a certain percent, because the recent statistics show us that those who experience a hurricane only have a 50% chance of living, and that just depends on the month you were born in. So what we're going to look here is that most of the time we experience hurricanes on the East Coast, but how often is it that this happens on the West Coast? So the recent statistics will show us that livelihood is not likely. And basically, there's going to have to be precautions that are taken. So my question for you, Jay, is what do the everyday citizens need to do in order to, contradict these recent statistics and show us how we can survive this and fight this off in a way that we live? What are your thoughts, Jay?
Oh, well, Steve, basically what's going to happen is the water's going to come flowing in, right? Now, there are very little safe spots up here. And right now, I am in a quite safe spot. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sit at the top of your house for as long as possible when the water comes in. Also, do not drink the water because it's not healthy. It's not good for you. So you're going to want to drink bottled water and canned foods up on your roof. So you might want to set up camp before the storm comes tomorrow. But enjoy the sun today, because chances are the sun's going to explode in a few days. I've heard stuff about that. I was just thinking about life, Yeah, but if you guys don't want to die, then you should probably get like some tin foil and just wrap it around yourself, because that way the sun won't hurt you when it explodes.
Jay, thank you for that update. You know, I also heard that the sun is going to explode soon, and I didn't expect it to be this soon though. So I've done some research on the recent statistics, and as you can see here, we've got heat maps on our, not just our nation, but our internation. And what you can see here is you can see increased heat all around the world. Some may call this global warming, but I'm saying that the sun's about to explode is what it actually is. Which is, you know, I guess it is warming up the globe per se, but as you can see, there's a lot of heat rising in all these areas. So what I have to say to that is, if I'm someone who is expecting a freezing hurricane with wind and water blowing around my face while I'm on my roof, I also have to cover my head in tin foil is what you're saying. So I just need some more information on this, Jay. So can you please inform me more on what we can expect as the hurricane comes in? Like what can we expect, Jay? What can we expect?
Oh, well, Steve, as you can see off in the mountains, there's water. All right, it's gonna come through the sun. It's gonna be like, and then basically what'll happen is that the water, steaming water, will come through, and all the innocent bystanders will be hiding on their roofs, and it'll be like really crazy. Hey, you! I have a question for you. Come over here.
What's up?
Okay, so what do you think about the hurricane and the sun exploding tomorrow?
What exploding? What? There's a hurricane?
Yeah.
Dude, I just got out of Florida. I can't deal with that.
Okay, well, I have some precautions you should take, okay? So, basically, man, you're gonna want to get on your roof, and you're gonna want to put tinfoil over your head, and then.
Dude, I got like 3 cases. That's pretty gnarly.
Well.
Anyways, I gotta go
also,
grab.
I have another question.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I gotta go grab some sage for my grandpa.
Well, that was nice. Make sure you take all your precautions.
Well, Jay, thanks for giving us those updates. It's crazy that, you know, innocent bystanders like that we're all prone, you know, them and us alike, we're all prone to this hurricane. So here's what I, you know, am wondering next is the recent statistics will show us, as you can see here on this this whole huge map here are the winds. And with the winds, along with the water and the waves, there's destruction that happens. And the recent statistics show us that 58% of buildings will actually remain mostly unaffected, but the other 42% are going to see absolute annihilation and destruction. Absolute annihilation and destruction. So, as you can see, these are from the Pacific Southeast. You can see that there's all this stuff going on here, and it's all moving in one constant direction to the Rockies, constant direction. And the crazy part of this is, if you combine that with the temperature and the rain clouds surrounding there, you can see that little cloud over the Rockies, but then you see the winds, and you see this. This is the scary part. This just has annihilation written all over it. And the recent statistics are not promising. So, Jay, can you please explain what we can expect destruction? Give us stats. Maybe not. Just show us, give us a visualization of what we might have to see here for our local communities.
We can't see your face over there.
Well, Steve, basically, this is what happens when a hurricane and fire, the sun explodes. This is what happens, just absolute destruction. Now, take all your precautions, and we'll see you again. Make sure to subscribe. Back to you, Steve.
Well, thank you, Jay, for giving us a look into what this destruction might look like. And now that we've had a look at the destruction, let's look at the construction of what this whole situation looks like from an outer space view. So here, it's kind of like, it's cool because if I like pretend to go, oh wait, I was the wrong way. But if I go like, it looks like I'm spinning a globe because it is the globe. And what you can see is all around we're experiencing just heat and heat and heat on top of each other. And you see the sun in the background? It can't handle it no more. It can't handle it no more. And the recent statistics show us that all of the stars in the universe, including the moon, which is a star, if you didn't know, it's all going to combine together in a heat combustion trap. And the equilibrium of this will go into the vortex of the sun, and it will transport Martians from the planet Mars into the middle of the sun. Now, when they're in the sun, they're going to be working away at the inner core to make sure that it doesn't stay alive. So what happens is when the inner combustion starts, we'll experience this atomic conundrum that can only be expressed in one word. Boom. Because when it booms, you can see the whole universe changes. Everything is not as it was before. The whole earth revolved around the earth, and now there's no sun to go around the earth. And for this reason, we have a problem. You know, actually, I am a firm believer that the earth will be flat again after the sun blows up, because we all know that the earth was flat. It's not anymore, but at one point in time it was flat, in fact. And especially with all of these, you know, this is snow all around the earth. All this snow is from a lack of heat from the sun. You're just going to see, we're going to see just so much change in our local environment. And this will, as a result, affect our public health. And it will show us why we can't trust the Martians. It'll show us why we can't trust the government and why we can't trust, honestly, anyone. Because really, the only thing that we have at this point to trust is the sun and the universe around us. And that is about to go away. So I would say, if you are having a hard time comprehending this information, give us a call at 1-800 Earth-Life, and you will be able to hear about what you can do in this time to figure out what precautions you might need to take. As Jay was saying, there are many precautions you need to take. You can visit our website or our Twitter or our Instagram at Steve and Jay News Source, and you can find every single thing you need to, including the recent statistics, which in fact show us that that we're probably not going to make it, if we're being honest. Because, I mean, this has never happened before, and it's never going to happen again, for a good reason. Because there's not going to be another sun. And honestly, if I'm just being honest, there's probably not going to be another hurricane in the Rockies. And it's honestly just ridiculous. And especially just look at this. This is the Earth that we know now, but we're not going to know it for long. We're not going to know it for long, guys, because this is an issue. It's not normal to see this much heat in one region, and it's just, it's depressing. And this is why we should limit our fuel emissions. These are the reasons we should not burn our trash and burn fuel. This is all part of what it means to be not just an American, mind me, but a citizen of this universe and of this globe especially. So, with one final thought, I will say, make sure you read up on this. Make sure you know your statistics. 2, make sure you're prepared for doomsday, the Revelation chapter of the Bible. It's all about to happen now. So make sure that you have said your prayers. Make sure you said your hellos and maybe your goodbyes, depending on what you believe. And from there, we can all lock our arms together and we embrace the hurricane of life. We embrace the sun exploding not just in the universe but in our own lives together. And with that, I want to say a personal thank you to the Dental Health Society, who have provided us with sponsorship for this program. I'd also like to thank my mother, who gave me a reason to pursue my weather interests, because it was just the only thing I had going for me. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I just hope you can figure it out for yourself. That's our hopes for you. So this has been Steve and Jay. So have a great one, guys. Thanks.
Guys, Steve is selling evidence to the FBI, and they're gonna blow up the sun on purpose. He's chasing me right now.
Hey kid, recent statistics show you're probably not gonna make it.
Dude, that's righteous.